Taking a cruise usually means going on an adventure, and for a big foodie like me, that adventure is always culinary. I just came back from a 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Gem, and today I'm gonna make you an expert at everything food related on that ship. We'll explore all of the free and paid dining options, rate them, and determine if the Norwegian Gem offers a culinary journey worth your hard-earned money. And by the way, my name is Tom Sunday. I make weekly cruise videos, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest content. Let's start with all of the complimentary dining options, things that you do not have to pay for. The Norwegian Gem has 2 main dining rooms, Grand Pacific and Magenta. They're located on deck 6 and 7 respectively. Both of them share the same kitchen and the same menu, but offer slightly different atmosphere. The Grand Pacific features an elegant 1920s Gatsby-inspired ambiance, while the Magenta dining room provides a cozier and more intimate dining experience. The menus change daily, serving breakfast and dinner every day, with lunch only on sea days. Notably, there are no formal nights at all on your cruise, no special menus offering things like lobster, filet mignon, or baked Alaska, which I found disappointing compared to other cruise lines. Literally every other cruise line that I've ever sailed with offered this option to their guests. Now personally, this left a bad taste in my mouth, but you decide that for yourself. Do you care that there is no special menu offering baked Alaska, lobster, and the filet mignon as basically a tradition on all the rest of the cruise lines? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinion about this. Now, the food quality in these dining rooms was generally underwhelming. Most dishes were overly salty, while most desserts were extremely sweet. My cheese ravioli tasted like canned Chef Boyardee, I'm not kidding you. My Caesar salad was drenched in dressing, tasting more like ranch than Caesar. The chicken dish was soggy and overcooked. The desserts resembled something that I could make from a Betty Crocker box mix. The flavors of the sauces were off, the ingredients felt cheap, and most dishes were heavily breaded. Plating was lackluster, consistency varied, and the service was just mediocre. With the exception of the chocolate lava cake, the ribeye steak, and a few appetizers, these offerings in the main dining rooms were barely average at best. Most of these dishes honestly reminded me of microwave-ready meals from chains like Chili's, Olive Garden, and TGI Fridays. Out of all of the meals I ate there, only breakfast sort of met my expectations, and it's the only meal I'd honestly can recommend here. Overall, I'd rate the main dining room experience around a 4 out of 10. This is by far the worst dining room food I've ever tasted to date on any cruise ship. If you're planning to cruise on the NCL Gem, I'd advise skipping the main dining room as much as possible. Your next free option is the Garden Cafe Buffet on Deck 12, which also includes an outdoor area known as the Great Outdoors. These venues are open nearly all day and serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The offerings included made-to-order omelets, pasta, salads, soups, and a variety of international dishes. Similar to the main dining room, the buffet was highly disappointing. The omelets tasted like they were made from powdered eggs. The cooking oil seemed cheap. The pasta station offered only 2 bland options. It was basically al dente pasta served with a little cheese, garlic, and no sauce. This is something you serve a 2-year-old because they won't eat anything else. The salad dressings were always inconsistent, as if the right ingredients weren't available and something makeshift was thrown together. Again, I'm not trying to be overly negative, but the creator of this menu really needs to start tasting what is being served. This was the worst buffet food I've ever experienced on any cruise ship. I'd give it a 4 out of 10 at the very best. Now, Oceans on Deck 8 is an Irish pub, casual fare restaurant that's open 24/7. It's free to everyone just like the other places, and it offers breakfast, lunch, and a variety of other quick meals. Unfortunately, just like the buffet in the main dining room, I was very disappointed with this place. The food tasted like what you'd expect from TGI Fridays or Chili's, seemingly microwaved and prepared with low-quality oils and ingredients. My beer-battered fish sandwich oozed oil with every bite. The eggs in my breakfast sandwich were extremely watery and the bacon was chewy and mostly fat. The only item that I would recommend to you on this entire menu is a fruit salad. I give this place another 4 out of 10. For a slightly better experience, try Topsiders Bar and Grill on Deck 12. Serving standard grill fare, like burgers and hot dogs, it's decent if you're in a mood for a simple grilled food. I'd rate it at about a 7 out of 10. Now, the best free dining option turned out to be Orchid Garden on Deck 7. This restaurant offers an Asian fusion menu, including soups, sides, and a decent amount of entrees, with no charges unless you decide to order sushi and a few paid appetizers. Honestly, it's probably the best free dinner option on the ship, considering quality elsewhere. The meals are somewhat small, presentation is basic, and the menu lacks variety, offering only 4 appetizers, 2 soups, and 6 entrees for free. However, I'd still give it a solid 7 out of 10, not bad considering the other options we discussed earlier. Now let's discuss the paid options on the ship. Le Bistro is a French restaurant with an a la carte menu. The food is quite good, on par with a decent restaurant on land. However, the pricing is somewhat high. $50 for a small beef tenderloin, $10 for soups and desserts, and around $20 for appetizers. Even if you have a dinner package, you'll still face an upcharge of $10 plus gratuity for a steak and $25 plus gratuity for the lobster dish, which is, well, frustrating to be honest with you. What's the point of a dinner package if I get upcharged for all of the good items on the menu? If I were to rate this place according to land-based restaurants, I would deduct points for pricing. The food is very good, but it's simply too expensive for the value it provides. I take 1 point off for the portion sizing and 1 point off for pricing, resulting in an 8 out of 10. Teppanyaki offers a fun experience with the chef cooking your meal right in front of you. It's one of the few restaurants on the ship with a cover charge rather than a la carte pricing, making it a very good value. For less than $50 per person, you get a soup, a salad, a sizable meal, and a big show. However, even in this case, I have a few negatives to point out. They use a lot more starch than meat. For example, you get a ton of rice and noodles, but very little meat, with only 5 shrimp and slightly more than 10 bites of the samurai steak. The food tasted really good, and our chef did an amazing job ensuring we were entertained. Like I said, I will deduct 1 point for the portion size and 1 point for the overly salty soup that I could barely eat. Otherwise, this was a very good choice. My rating is about an 8 out of 10. Now, I did not visit Cagney's, which is your typical high-end steakhouse. They serve a variety of meats, fish, and sides, all in the a la carte pricing menu, just like Le Bistro. Now, I did hear good things about this restaurant from other passengers, but didn't get a chance to go myself. However, my favorite restaurant is located opposite Cagney's on Deck 13. It's called Moderno Churrascaria. It's a Brazilian steakhouse with a cover charge, so you can eat all you want and pick whatever you like for one price. With a price tag of about $60 per person, this place is worth every single penny. It offers an expansive lineup of skewered meats, including lamb chops, filet mignons, sausages, and chicken. All of it keeps coming until you say stop. You want to make sure that you come hungry to this place because it's really amazing. There's also a salad bar featuring international cheeses, dried meats, olives, and marinated veggies, along traditional salad ingredients and even sushi. I have to say this place was absolutely perfect. It offered the best value on the ship, especially if you're a meat eater. My filet mignon was perfect. The Parmesan chicken was delicious, and the salad bar had a very large variety of yummy options. I give this place a perfect 10 out of 10. Just make sure that you come really hungry. Another good option on the ship is a restaurant called La Cuccina. Think of it as a traditional Italian restaurant that serves pasta, made-to-order pizza, and other Italian dishes like ossobuco, veal marsala, and gnocchi. My appetizers, mains, and desserts were very good. generous portions with sauces and ingredients perfectly paired for a very enjoyable experience. I really wish this restaurant had a cover charge instead of being a la carte. So I'll deduct 1 point for pricing, being a little elevated compared to land restaurants, but otherwise it's a solid 9 out of 10. Overall, I found the free dining options on the NCL Gem to be mediocre at the very best. If you want to elevate your experience above the average, you will need to pay. And even then, you will still be nickel and dimed for upcharges if you want specific items. If a great meal is a must for you, be prepared to spend close to about $100 per person. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them down below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.